Hello everyone and welcome back to another edition of the Tea Brief. We're back outside, as you can quite clearly see. The reason we're outside is I thought that, because this will be the last Tea Brief at this house, I thought it'd be nice to come back outside and obviously demonstrate that view for you again. Absolutely lovely, really going to miss that. But the time has come, the family home is basically is nearly ready to be moved back into, so might as well do that. So the next tea brief will be back at the house. It'll be after Play Pigeon, which is interestingly the first tea brief was at their family house and was also after Play Pigeon, so there's some sort of poetry there, I'm sure. But anyway, let's stop banging on about houses and poetry, this, that, the other. Let's get into the meat of the subject, which is, of course, talking about GYG, which happened last Saturday. Sorry it's taken a little while to come out. I've been busy this week, and I was in no mood to do anything really on the Sunday. I was dragged out to talk to be in and around the general public on Sunday. Can you believe something that horrible would happen to me? I know, awful. But yeah, GYG. So in the build-up to the race, obviously the payments come out on the Thursday, a couple of weeks before we actually end up going. And on that day, I got a little phone call from a Mr. JV saying, "James, the SP60 needs you. Can you come back?" And I said, "John, let me work it out. Need to make sure the finances make sense." And I then suddenly realised, you know what, it's GYG. It's my favourite track on the calendar. I mean, I'm going to put that out there now. Favourite track out there. Sod it. Why not? Let's take it. Because on that note, like GYG, everyone that was there, isn't it just fantastic? Especially when it's in weather like it was exactly the same like it is today as it was last week. It was absolutely resplendent, gorgeous, everything about it. The track as well is such a good track. Overtaking is difficult, yes, but the way it flows is just so wonderful, and the fact that from the top of Spoon on a good day you can see Mount Snowdon. I just love everything about it. It brings back some really strong memories for me. It was the last place I went to before COVID really took place back in 2020. So yeah, love that place. The drive up as well, A5, absolutely wonderful. But yeah, got there for the day. Really happy I got myself into the SP60, because it turns out Mr. Pritchard is no longer a super heavyweight. He's dropped into a heavyweight. Newton was back. Dickie Allen was there as well. He wasn't a super heavyweight though. So I thought I might have a chance today. No Lee Henderson as well, who I think he is the most realistic challenger for the title now that Pritchard's left. We'll come on to that in just a second. So yeah, when I found this out, it was after qualifying I actually found that out, because I qualified 7th, just behind Alex, and I was like, oh, that's quite good, second in class. Then saw that he was no longer a super heavyweight. I was like, sorry, what? Richard was down in 17th, so I was like, I've got a good chance here. But there's a theme developing this year with me before races. Before qualifying, I realised I'd left my gloves in my car. I had to rush over, get the keys. I had to leave the keys in the boot. That was a risk that had to be taken. Then just before the start of the race, I thought I should probably weigh myself just to make sure that obviously my first genuine chance to win a race since Bayford last year. I thought I should just weigh myself to be doubly sure, and lo and behold, I was 95.6 kilos with everything, GoPro, transponder, number plate, everything. So I had to get some lead on, which is the first time that's happened for a while. And then when the race got going, it was like, how's that killed my vibe? The car just was not behaving the same as it had been in qualifying. It felt like, particularly through the S's section, that I was very tail happy. So that was really quite frustrating. But I think it turned out it was just a bit of a dodgy kart. But the first race was going fine until I was stuck behind the Jenson Button wannabe, as I refer to him as. I have no idea what his name is. I looked behind, and there I see Mr. Richard Newton. So whereas I sort of got pulled back, he rose up, and then there we were, and we went on to have what Richard said afterwards was without doubt our cleanest battle ever. It was a really good battle. I'm really disappointed about like the whole helmet camera thing, because you don't really get a feel for how actually frantic it was, because I was always looking over my shoulder, which is something I never do. But I knew that my cart had a straight line deficit, and that if Richard got a good run on me up the Dragon Straight, then it was going to be a problem, certainly into Spoon and maybe into the carousel as well, and that's where he did eventually get me. But it became obvious that it was a straight line problem. Through the corners I was quicker, and then coming through the carousel, you got the right-hander, then you get the next right-hander into the snake. As we came through the final right-hander before the snake, I thought I'm just going to put a bit more power in, and I dived down the inside, it's a really lovely move down the inside into there, and then just next, I think that was like 10 minutes to go. I spent the whole time just making sure that I was good through the corners and just keeping a eye over myself, going into Spoon, and eventually across the line I was 9th, Richard 10th, which I thought that's a good thing, because the right hand side always gets off better than the left at GYG. Knew that was going to happen. So you can of course imagine my surprise when at the start of race 2, Richard certainly the left hand side got a much better launch than the right hand side, and Richard was in front of me. I was like, shit, surely not, no. Fortunately, it turned out that my car in this race was banging, and Richard's just not quite. I got past him quite quickly and never saw him again. Then just had a really great race up with the likes of Ryan Sandall, George Watson, Dickie was in there, Alex was in there as well, a couple of other guys whose names I don't know. Most of them were in white helmets and black suits. And this race I had, it was so much fun, because I was just sitting back, letting them lot hash it all out between them, and thinking like, right, let's see where we can pick up the pieces. And that is ultimately what happened. I think George was the first to fall away. Ryan had he did a brilliant move to take 3 people into the carousel. I think he went on to finish 3rd in that race, maybe 2nd. He was certainly in front of Alex. But yeah. So I just picked up the pieces as I went along, overtook Dickie in there as well, and then I at one point felt someone nudging from behind, looked behind, and it was Dan Brewer making his way from the back grid. I thought, God. And I thought, you know what, no, I don't have to get out of the way for you, I'm going to defend. And the way the race was going, everyone was picking their lines really well. It was a really tactically brilliant race from pretty much everyone. Come on to that again in a second. But yeah, I thought, you know what? No, I'm defending against Dan Brew, and I knew that if you pick your line at GYG, you pick your line correctly through Spoon, there are very few places where drivers can then actually overtake you. So I thought, if I just cover him off there, it will take a brilliant move from him to get past me. What I forgot is that this is Dan Brewer, and he's actually a really good driver, so he got past me eventually in the same place where I got Richard in the first race. But yeah, then got Dickie, and then crossed the line to take home my first winner's trophy since Bayford. We've gone back to these ones, as I'm sure you know. I love the fact as well, this one, they stuck it there, so I've got 5 winner's trophies now, all of them point that way, apart from this one. So yeah, I just think that's cool. Plane. I wonder if that might be Jasper up there, you never know. Come on to him in a second. But yeah, so again, fantastic race. I was 8th in the end across the line, and as it turned out, not the only trophy I won that day, and certainly not the nicest, because your boy also picked up one of these. Driver of the day. JV decided he wanted to give it to a super heavyweight, and he decided that I was worthy of that feat. And I'm not just saying this. What a lovely trophy this is. I mean, look at that glass. That's real glass, that is, and it's just so bloody nice. And obviously you can see here as well, Driver of the Day, Apple Independent are the sponsors. Did I get my goodie bag? Oh yes, I did. Lovely stuff. And why am I still wearing these? Why would I wear these when new pair of glasses? And I've just actually sorted them out. They're really nice, they fit really well, and it's like, you put these on, it's almost like, oh, this is what clean glasses look like. I desperately need a clean, but yeah, loads of nice little stuff in here. Got a brochure, there's the guys, financial services and investment management, pension planning schemes, and inheritance tax planning. I don't know about the inheritance tax stuff, but you never know. Investment management, pension planning, financial services. I might need that at some point, so lovely stuff. What else have we got in here? Oh, we've got a 2023 tax tables. Okay, we've got a piggy bank. Look at that little guy. We also, there's some lovely pens in here as well. The main thing you get though is a hoodie, apart from the lovely trophy, but you get a hoodie, and I would be wearing that now, or I would be having that, but my girlfriend Polly took one look at it, saw that it was a lovely soft hoodie, big, designed for men, and she's nabbed it. So I'm not going to be having that again anytime soon. But yeah, it was a fantastic morning, really, really great. And I mentioned Lee Henderson in the championship because through my exploits yesterday, I'm now leading the championship. And with Pritchard no longer, with Alex no longer a super heavyweight, cogs are turning in here, and I'm just thinking, if I can get into enough rounds, maybe where at the start of the year I was like, oh well, the last year's champion can't defend his championship. Might be able to now. Who knows? I've been speaking to Lee. Spoke to Lee about it a lot. He was only meant to be doing 8 rounds. That might now be down to 7 with the fact he wasn't there. So we shall see. We shall see. I mean, as far as I'm aware at the moment, I am not in the championship. So we'll cross that bridge as when we come to it. There's a really cute little zebra jumping spider there. It's just gone away. Obviously, you might be able to work out. Again, I've been rambling for a long time. Don't worry, the next bit's not going to take too long because as far as the endurance is concerned, it was crap. There's no real other word for it. After the calamities of Wilton, this time around we had a dud cart. It was again just getting overtaken before the corner and like no DRS in operation. It's just like shit. This is depressing. Yeah, there's not really much to say. Had a few radio issues beforehand, mainly with Jasper. He couldn't hear me. He needed to get his placement correct. In qualifying, my placement was rubbish. I was really struggling to get it sorted, but I finally worked it out for the race, and it was so good. Could hear. I love the radios, but they are a bit of a faff. But yeah, there's not really much to say. We came 17th overall, 9th in class. And yeah, we've moved up to 5th in the championship, so there's still potential for the 3 Swans, even though the amount of times that it's actually going to be 3 Swans is questionable, because neither Tom nor Jasper are at... oh, there's some sailors that just appeared. Have you seen sailors? Yeah, look at them. Tally-ho, chaps, tally-ho. Yeah, neither Tom nor Jasper are going to be at Clay, so I've had to secure Adam from Slow Coach Racing on a temporary loan basis. Fortunately, he went to Swansea University, so it's still in the family, which is the main thing. And then it's definitely me and Tom at Bayford. Jasper's not so sure at the moment, so we'll see what happens there. But the next time we are all together for definite is Lyd. So hopefully we can get... Hopefully between now and then, with Clay and Bayford, we can get things back on track. The 2 tracks we won at last year, so hopefully we can get things back in progress there. But yeah, that is basically it for the tea brief. Thank you so very much for watching. Thank you for being here at this house with me over the past year. And that's all I really have to say to you. Obviously, the next time I do one of these, I'll be back at my old house after Clay Pigeon. So between now and then, if you're still watching and you're not subscribed to the channel and you want to subscribe to the channel, please be sure to do so and hit that bell for notifications so that you know when a new video comes out. Hopefully, I'll have a lot more content coming out between now and the next one at Clay. But again, it's me. I don't have an upload schedule. I'm very sporadic, so we'll see what happens. So again, that's all of that. You know what, I'm just going to leave it on that note. So again, thank you very much for watching, and all I shall say for now is ta-ta and farewell. That's what happens when you film one tea brief, realise that the camera was pointing right up your scrotum, and then have to do a second one, so you can down tea like that.